The college basketball experience, Indiana Hoosiers 2022-23 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, WynnBET is what you need to win. Sign up today and bet $100. Win $100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. And let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience. Indiana Hoosiers 2022-23 season preview episode. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Kobe Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Talking Hoosier basketball. Who are the Indiana Hoosiers? Mike Woodson, year 2. I'm excited to talk about him. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former video coordinator for Bobby Huggins at West Virginia University. Host of the NFL Gambling Podcast, host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Give it up for my guy, Ryan McIntyre. How you doing, Ryan?
Doing good, Colby. College basketball is back, and so are the Indiana Hoosiers. Year number 2, Mike Woodson. Let's go.
I mean, growing up, getting into college basketball, they were under Bob Knight. Look, I'll be honest. Okay, look, I probably started in the late 80s, early 90s. Getting into it, and they went to the tournament every year from 85 to 2003, including in 2001 they lost in the national championship. In 1986 they won the national championship, and they had a lot of late March runs, and that includes the transition to Bobby Knight to Mike Davis, because Mike Davis his first 3 years, lost in the first round, lost in the national final, lost in the second round, and then he bottomed out a little bit there, had a losing season in 2003, and then just 15, 14, 2004, and then ever since then, yes, they had Kelvin Sampson. That was probably going to be the right fit, just didn't work out with things, and then Tom Crean comes in and he just couldn't really put it all together, even though he had a couple decent years. But when you start to look at it and say, well, wait, since 2008, they've only been to the NCAA tournament 5 times. And you start to say, wow, are they still even a blue blood? Indiana was a blue blood for a long time. Isaiah Thomas, Steve Alford, Calbert Chaney, Damon Bailey. What happened? And can Mike Woodson get them back there?
Yeah, I mean, luckily for Hoosier fans, he's one of the 5 NCAA tournaments in his first year. I was shocked that the Archie Miller thing did not work out in Indiana. I thought that was a home run hire when they got him. You mentioned it. Tom Crean won 2 Big Ten championships, went to 3 Sweet 16s, but it was inconsistency. It was really good for 2 years and down a year, really good for 2, then down for 2. So just looking for Indiana to put it all together for back-to-back years, and their preseason pick to win the Big Ten here.
Yeah, right now, the odds for them to win the Big Ten plus 320, they are the odds-on favorite. Wow. putting a target on your back. Now, I'll say this. Mike Woodson, by the way, was a guy that, in year one got to the NCAA tournament, and he knows what it takes because he played at Indiana back in the day. Good first year, considering they got out of the first four, right? And then lost in the first round. 21-14 for Mike Woodson in year one. Year two, you look at this roster and you say, hey, I think he might have something going here, especially from the returning point of view. Okay, they lose Parker Stewart. They lose Rob Phinisee. Those are, reserves that played solid for them. But I don't think it's much of a hit when you consider that they return Xavier Johnson, who played about 28 minutes a game a season ago. 12 points, just about 4 boards, 5.1 assists, 1.2 steals. Great all-around player. They return Miller Kopp, 25 minutes a year ago. You know what I mean? Race Thompson. Those are all fifth-year seniors. 29 minutes a game a season ago. Then, obviously, the big one, Trace Jackson Davis, one of the best players in college basketball. He returned for his senior year. So it's a senior-ridden team, 3 5-year seniors, and then Trace Jackson Davis, former Mr. Indiana. So this is a very experienced team. Even when you look on the bench, Trey Galloway, Tamar Bates. Well, Tamar Bates was just a freshman last year, but he got a lot of burn. Jordan Geronimo. These guys have gotten burn. Anthony Leal. This is a good situation for Mike Woodson year two, just on the returning production, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they bring back 4 starters. They bring back a majority of their bench. I mean, you're looking at it. They bring back 80% of their production from last year from a team that went to the NCAA tournament and won an NCAA tournament game, although the playing game over Wyoming. So, yeah, expectations are high in Bloomington going into year two for Mike Woodson. This is a good team on paper.
Yeah. What, 24-14 a year ago, 9-11 in the Big Ten. So maybe you circle that. You want to improve that. They were a great betting team, 20-15 ATS, 95th in adjusted offense, 24th in adjusted defense. So Woodson having an impact. I know Thad Matta was there with him last year. Now he's moved on to Butler. 16th in 3-point rank percentage in the nation. Offensive rebounding 205th. Maybe you circle that one. Defensive rebounding 64th. Free throw shooting 233rd. That's got to get better. Pace 175th in the nation. Turnover rate 101st in the nation. So take pretty good care of the basketball. All in all, those stats are pretty solid. The fact they're returning so much, and then they bring in a couple of freshmen that I think, this will be interesting to see how it all shakes out. But obviously the big one here is Jalen Hood-Schifino, a 6'6" freshman. What do you think? This guy gonna be the real? I mean, he's gonna get major minutes, I would believe, right?
Yeah, no, he's gonna fill in for Parker Stewart, and it's nice to surround him with 4 vets that know Mike Woodson, know the program now. And you touch on it too. This is year 2 of Mike Woodson. So not only do they have experience back, but they know what to expect from Mike Woodson being year 2 instead of year number 1.
Yeah. They also bring in power forward Malik Reneau. This guy is according to 24/7 Sports, the number 29 recruit. Then you have power forward Kaleb Banks, 6'8", coming out of Georgia. Number 89 recruit in the nation, and then CJ Gunn at the shooting guard spot, 174th recruit in the nation out of Indianapolis, local kid. So, I mean, that's a big time class. I'm buying into Woodson the more that we talk about him here as potentially the team to beat in the Big Ten when you consider who all's returning. This is a pivotal year, I think, year 2 with this, because you got to think next year losing Johnson, Kopp, Thompson, Jackson Davis, it's some substantial hits. This is a big year. I think next year you might even regress a little bit, even though you're bringing in this great class. Let's try to project the starting 5, but before we get there, I want to tell you that the Indiana Hoosiers 2022-23 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana. Hello. Come on. Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, WynnBET is what you need to win. Sign up today and bet $100, win $100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. All right. So projecting the starting five. It's pretty fascinating here to me because I think it's a guarantee to think Xavier Johnson, Miller Kopp, Race Thompson, and Trace Jackson Davis will be starting. The question is, will it be Jalen Hood-Schifino starting at the 2, or will they be, lenient on having him start and maybe going with Tamar Bates, maybe Trey Galloway? You could even make a case that they would play Anthony Leal. Well, but Schifino is such a big recruit. You would think it's got to be Schifino, right?
Yeah, no, I think Schifino's going to get the nod. I bet you there were some promises in the recruiting process over there. So, yeah, I think they're going to blend him in with those 4 vets. This is an easy one to project, I think.
Yeah, I agree too. And, let's hop into the schedule. I am intrigued. Because they open up the season. Big Ten plus. Good luck finding. That's still easier to find than the Pac-12 network. Morehead State. They're not bad.
Yeah.
Tread lightly. But I think they're way more experienced than Morehead State. I got them getting it done in Bloomington. Place should be lit. What are you doing here?
Hey, I love the OVC as much as anybody, but I'll take the Hoosiers here with the experience.
Yeah, then Bethune-Cookman comes into Bloomington. That should be a dub as well. I would imagine you are there as well.
Yes.
Then comes the big one here. Awesome.
Friday night.
I can't believe this is in like 2 weeks. I'm super excited for this game. Gavitt games going on here as Indiana heads into Xavier in Cincinnati, Ohio. Fox Sports 1, Friday, November 18th. Yeah, I guarantee you I'll be watching this game. And on the Xavier pod, I took Xavier. I'm telling you, I'm still taking Xavier. I'm going to stick to my guns here. But I think it's going to be more of a game than I thought. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's going to be a war. No Benedicting for me. I'm staying with Xavier, but this is going to be a close one. Thad Matta revenge game.
That's true. That's very true.
Yes. I'm sorry, Sean Miller. No, I said Thad
Well,
Matta.
No. But Thad Matta was responsible to get Woodson into the college game and help him at Indiana.
Yes.
He was previously at Xavier. So I see your point. Point.
Yeah, no, I was saying Sean Miller because they fired Archie. So Sean Miller, Archie's brother. But yeah, I got my Xavier coaches mixed up.
No,
Thad Matta, Sean Miller. Yeah,
the shoe fits for both.
I know.
So that puts them at 2-1, and then they take on Miami, Ohio, the Red Hawks. Not a terrible team in the MAC. I think they should take care of business though against Miami, Ohio. You?
Yeah, especially coming off a loss.
That's on November 20th on a Sunday. Then they take on Little Rock. Little Rock, very disappointing a season ago. I think they'll breeze past Little Rock on the day before Thanksgiving, November 23rd. I'm assuming you agree with me here.
Yep, I got the Hoosiers.
Then they get Jackson State the day after Thanksgiving. This will not be a problem. Shout out to Snacks if he's still at Jackson State, though. Snacks was burying those threes. You remember that? Did you remember that video of the oh man, you got to check out. You got on YouTube. He was like a what's it called when you're like the 15th man? You're like on the team. You're not really on the team, but like
walk on.
Yeah,
manager. Yeah.
Manager. And Snacks, quite a big guy, came in the game and just drilled a three. Shout out to Snacks out there. Then you got the big one here on November 30th. North Carolina, Armando Bacot, Pete Nance, Kaleb Love, all heading into Bloomington, Indiana on ESPN. ACC Big Ten Challenge. This is why we love college basketball, because this game is absolutely fantastic. And if I am going to have a pulse, I am going to be watching this game because this game is awesome. This game is fantastic. Love it on campus. Thank you. Thank you, college basketball gods. I can't recall. Did we call when we did no, you didn't do Carolina with us.
You did it with Terrell.
Yeah. Shout out to Terrell Furman Jr. Subscribe to the NBA Gambling Podcast. However, I want to say I took IU here. I think I took IU. Let's go. Give me the Hoosiers. What are you going with here?
Yeah, I know Terrell took Carolina, but I'm riding the home team. It is going to be absolutely lit in Bloomington that night on fire. Give me the Hoosiers.
Let's go. Let's go. Then, a couple early season, they give you that appetizer Big Ten matchups. They head to Piscataway to take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and Steve Peichel's bunch. Ron Harper Jr. is gone. Montez Mathis gone. Seems to be a little bit of a rebuilding process in Piscataway, but that place has been hard to win at the past couple years. At the Rack? Whew. Any chance? Because it's a great spot. If they beat North Carolina, they're going to be on cloud 9, and they come into the Rack just 3 days later. I kind of think if they beat Carolina, Rutgers is going to catch them. If they lose to Carolina, they'll beat Rutgers.
I'm with you. I'm taking Rutgers if they beat Carolina. This is a quick turn from Wednesday night to Saturday afternoon. This is a tough schedule. This is a sandwich spot. So, I'll ride Rutgers. They're tough at the Rack, man.
Yeah. And then they take on Fred Hoiberg's bunch. The mayor coming into Bloomington. Trev Alberts, the athletic director of Nebraska, has been very patient with the mayor. He's like Marion Barry over there. All right, just getting tons of love there. Any chance the mayor and the Cornhuskers can knock off the Hoosiers in Bloomington on Wednesday, December 7th? I say
no. If it was in Vegas, I mean not Vegas. If it was in Lincoln, then yes. But it's not. The next game's in Vegas. I'm looking at the next game.
Lincoln and Vegas a bit different.
I'm looking at their next game, which is in Vegas.
Yes, their next game is in Vegas. Whew. Saturday, December 10th on Fox. The Arizona Wildcats and the Indiana Hoosiers are going to square off in Vegas. This schedule's nice, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Arizona to win this game. What are you doing?
Yeah, Arizona is really good out west, too. So more Arizona fans than Indiana fans. I'll take Arizona in a close one.
Then they head to Lawrence. December 17th, ESPN 2. What you gonna do? That's an L for old Pick Dundee here. I'm gonna go ahead and say Kansas beats them. What are you doing?
I'll never pick against Kansas in Kansas. I've lived it too many times. Yeah, KU rolls here.
Then they get Elon, who the Phoenix, not a great team in the CAA. That should be an easy win December 20th as you head into Christmas. Well, they got one more out of conference game before that against Kennesaw State. I think they'll beat both. Any chance for a little potential upset there between Elon and Kennesaw in your mind?
No, because they're coming off 2 losses with what we have, so they need to get back on track headed into Christmas.
And then they don't have a game for, basically 2 weeks. I feel like one of the rare teams that has a nice Christmas break going here. Mike Woodson, whatever he's doing it right. He's like, you know what? I like the holidays. Don't interfere with my holidays. All right. But that puts us at so we got him in November. So we have
losses.
2-1 and what 3?
4.
5-1. 6-1 in November. 6-1 in November. 6-2 with Rutgers. 7-2 with Nebraska. Then 7-4. So we have them essentially at 9-4 heading into the new year, 2023. Mm-hmm. Do you think that is what Indiana fans should project? Like, do you think that's like, okay, we're happy with that, we're still the best team in the Big Ten? You think that's the way they'd be thinking with that outcome?
I think 9-4 is not the end of the world because you look at it, you got Kansas, Arizona, North Carolina, and you got to go to Xavier, and you got a couple league games in there. So, I mean, 10-3 would be ideal. But I mean, 9-4 is not the end of the world. If you get to 6 losses, then you might want to hit the panic button. But it kind of shows you how open the Big Ten is this year, that they're the odds-on favorite betting wise at plus 330. I mean, that's an open league right there.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to talk about the biggest stretch of the 2023 season, like the biggest 3-game stretch that we see on the 2023 side of things. But before I do that, I want to tell you folks, first off, we're on YouTube, the College Basketball Experience. Subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/the College Experience. Also subscribe to the College Football Experience. I know it's been a tough year on Tom Allen. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the offseason, but we talk college football year round on that podcast. We talk college basketball year round on this podcast. We come together as one on YouTube at youtube.com/the College Experience. Subscribe. And remember, folks, when the season tips on November 7th, me and Moneyline Mac here, Ryan McIntyre, also NC Nick, Patty C, the whole crew, you are going to hear from us every single day of the college basketball season. We handicap. We've been doing this shit for years. We handicap every single Division I basketball game over 5 years now. And we also, we will give you our best bets, our locks, what we'll pick every single game. And not only that, we're college basketball lovers. So besides just the gambling aspect, we just love the sport. So we're going to give you our favorite matchups, non-gambling related, what we like, what we don't like. Oh, can Trace Jackson Davis, will he be able to handle, taking on Juwan Howard and the Michigan Wolverines, whatever. We're going to go through every single night and highlight the key matchups and stuff. So even if you're not a big college basketball fan, but looking to get into it, I highly recommend this. But yes, we are on YouTube, folks. And, the thing that started us all over here at SGPN was the Sports Gambling Podcast, the original Sports Gambling Podcast back in 2011. And they're on YouTube, and they are giving away this is a great chance for you to hop in and get some free stuff here. It's giving you a chance to win your choice of either an autographed Lawrence Taylor New York Giants jersey or an autographed Brian Dawkins Philadelphia Eagles jersey. The contest is completely free to enter. And guess what? All you have to do is subscribe to youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. Comment on a video. Each video is a new chance to win. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss SGP contacting you when they pull out the winner. And boom, you're going to be having a brand new jersey there. All right, we are back talking Hoosier basketball. Very excited for the season here. Very, very excited. And looking at the Big Ten slates here, I'm curious that, the Big Ten is open, but it's also a grind. There's a lot of good teams in this conference. Is there a particular stretch that catches your eye, Ryan, where you just say, I don't know how they're getting through that? I know one already caught my eye. But I'll be honest, I think it's more favorable than a couple other ones we've done, just the way it aligns. I think I see 2 real stretches of saying, oof, but curious where you're going to go here.
So I think you and I both agree they're going to be right there at the end to win the Big Ten. So I think meaningful games. I'm going to go February 18th through the 25th. You got Illinois at home, who we project as well to be at the top tier of the Big Ten. Go to East Lansing, Michigan State, and then go to West Lafayette with Purdue. So I think that is the stretch I'm looking at because of when it happens, too, right at the end of Big Ten play.
And obviously the Purdue game, the rivalry game.
Huge. Yes.
Fantastic. I think, I had that one circled. I also circled January 14th. They are hosting the Wisconsin Badgers, which I think could be a tournament team this year.
No doubt.
Then they go to Champaign to take on the Illini, which obviously we have them in the mix. And then they're home to Michigan State. So really a critical stretch where I imagine you go 2-1 to 3-0 in that stretch. You really build your resume for March and great seeding potentially. It's going to be awesome. So let's look at it like this. Gun to your head, Big Ten regular season finish. Where are the Indiana Hoosiers?
We need to make a road trip to Bloomington because I'm picking them to win the Big Ten. And you're number 2 here, baby.
I love it. And we do need to make a road trip because that place is great.
I would love that's one of the few places I haven't been. I have them over Illinois just because of their experience and bringing back all those core guys.
I'll I will put them in at second.
There you go.
Woodson, year 2. I need to see it one more year before I totally buy all the way in. He did a great job in his first year. I think he's probably going to be the right fit. But I need to see it year 2. I got them finishing second. Let me ask you this, though. What is the ceiling on them in the NCAA tournament, you think?
I think Elite Eight. I think Elite Eight in year 2. I don't know if they're Final Four good, but you never know with the good draw. But most likely, I think this is a Sweet 16 team.
I'll join you there. You there. I see eye to eye there. I think this could be a Sweet 16 team. Best case scenario, Elite Eight. Worst case scenario, first round exit. How about that?
Yeah, I like that. College basketball is better when Indiana's back. So having them back in the mix is a great thing.
Completely agree. All right. Well, I can't wait for the season. And look, if you're a Hoosier fan, plus 330? Get in and get some of that action if you're a fan. Maybe you're buying into what Ryan McIntyre's selling. All right. And do me a favor, folks. Remember, subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Like I said, every day, we will be here talking best matchups. Also, make sure you check out the NFL Gambling Podcast. Ryan hosts that show. He also hosts the Ryan and Rush Show. If you're watching on YouTube, you see this drop behind him there. That's the Ryan and Rush Show there. And look, give him a follow on Twitter at moneyline_Mac. I can't wait for the season, man. Give us a follow. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. And, check out the College Football Experience and the College Baseball Experience. Shout out to Noah Beanick. Check us out. Remember, youtube.com/the College Experience. And check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Cannot wait for the season. We're just right around the corner. And this is on paper. I will say, man, this Indiana team's like the best on paper that I've seen in a while. So yes. they really could have a magical year. When you think about Mick Cronin's big year 2 years ago at UCLA, I feel like on paper we saw that, but in the beginning of the season, it wasn't, getting dubs. It was more of a mystery, but on paper, and then boom, when March comes, they finally found their stride, and they went all the way to the Final Four, almost went to the national championship. Maybe that could be the Hoosiers this year. Cannot wait. Folks, also come talk Indiana football and basketball. In the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. It's like a house party of DJs just talking. Yes, DJs, but also just fans. Come talk, kick back, hang out, and get that SGPN app. It's free in the App Store and Google Play Store. Get access to all of our podcasts. Well, we got a Formula One podcast, huh? Look, this is Indiana. All right, you got to like that, right? They do IndyCar racing, right? All right, folks. Until the season starts, we're gonna ride off into the sunset here with hopes of the Hoosiers going deep into March. This is the College Basketball Experience, Indiana Hoosier style. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.
Thank you. Well, this is a great way to get started, and I haven't even bought all my games yet. It's a great night to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family.
What is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you.
Hit the Olympics. Doesn't matter who wins because they're all losers.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Good round, you're celebrating with your appetite. Bad round, you're using your appetite to forget about the round. I'll tell you something about the appetite. It's a real fucking great thing to have.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
When we were winning conference titles and going to the Final Four, we were making a statement.
The best looking man, the best dressed man. Long live